Welcome back to Weekend at 1. To some sporting action now. The Kenya Rugby Sevens team has won 2 group matches in the ongoing Singapore Sevens. Shujaa won their first match 22-7 against Argentina before losing 29-7 to Australia. Kenya defeated Samoa 17-7 in the last group match to qualify for the main cup quarters. Well, let's now speak to Victor Ngele, who is live for us from Nakuru, where the Nakuru tennis-side rugby tournament is currently taking place. Ngele, good afternoon. What can you tell us about the preparations for the rugby tournament?
Well, Michelle, this is the time of the year, the time of the season when Nakuru becomes a trending topic with the Great Youth Nakuru Tennis-side Rugby Tournament. It is an annual event. This event kicked off on Friday and is going all through to Sunday. Today marks the second day of this tournament, and in play right now we have Nakuru playing MKU, and already MKU has just made one try, so they are leading 5-0 in favor of MKU. Nakuru hasn't made any try yet. The event is being held here at the Nakuru Athletics Club here in Nakuru, and indeed all roads lead here. Yesterday we had the secondary school category as well as the junior categories from the under 15, under 14 playing at the Menengai High School grounds, which is just a kilometer or two from here at the NSC grounds. And just to give you some of the scores of the matches that were played earlier on, we had various teams taking on each other here in Nakuru, and it is half time here at the Nakuru Athletics Club, and I'm gonna ask my colleague just to give the action of what is going on in the pitch, just to have a glimpse of what is going on. It is the main final, the first final of the day, and we have at the
far end of the pitch where the Menengai Cream trailer is parked, will be awarding the winners of the Division 2 category. The winners.
Well, in the plate finals, we had Multimedia University beating Northern Suburbs 7-5. And now we have, and in the bowl finals, we had Nakuru beating MKU. In the Division 2, we had Bungoma also, rather in the bowl final, we had Bungoma beating Kitale 8-5. In other matches that were played earlier, we had Menengai Oilers beating Kenya Harlequins 14-5. We had Tuk, which is the Technical University of Kenya, beating KCA 17-10. Impala beat Eldoret 24-14, while Strathmore beat MKU 31-0, while USIU beat Mean Machine 15-5.
Victor Ngele there joining us live from Nakuru, where the rugby tennis side tournament is taking place in Nakuru. Many thanks for that, Victor. We'll definitely be keeping up with you later, of course, on Scoreline, just to get more of what is going on there. But shifting gears from sports news now, a section of Jubilee aspirants in Embu County have claimed there could be rigging of party nominations slated for Friday next week, citing appointment of partisan returning officers. The aspirants, led by Runyenjes Member of Parliament Cecily Mbarire, who is vying for the Embu gubernatorial seat, singled out the appointment of Mr. Dennis Muthe Ndwiga as returning officer for Runyenjes constituency, saying his relation with her opponents compromised his impartiality.
The biggest concern I have is the returning officer who was picked from Runyenjes constituency, because he's a relative and a very close relative of one MCA aspirant who is known to be very close to my opponent, the governor. And I want to say that I will not allow this, because this is obviously a preparation to some rigging attempts, and I'm demanding that Jubilee Party does bring returning officer, even if it is from outside the Runyenjes constituency. Somebody who is fair, who is non-partisan, and who will treat the elections in a neutral way. Otherwise, we have no confidence with the returning officer that has been picked from Runyenjes, and we will not accept it, because it's already a prepared mechanism for rigging. And with that, it means I'm getting into an election that is already organized and whose results are already predetermined. And I will not allow that. So we are asking the chairman of the National Elections Board, Andrew Musangi, we are asking the SG of the party, Honorable Raphael Tuju, to treat this matter with the urgency it deserves and to give us another returning officer, and not one known to me. Please give us even a returning officer from outside Runyenjes, from even outside the county, because all we want is free and fair nomination.
4 days to the Jubilee Party primaries, most aspirants in Kajiado are in different positions have also expressed fears of rigging on the material day. But Kajiado West MP Moses Sakuda sought to allay the fears, saying the party shall hold free and fair nominations.
Nomination. Kuna wale wameanza kulia ati sio free and fair. Na sisi tunawaambia kwamba Jubilee imeweka mikakati sawasawa. Nomination yetu, jana mliona wenzetu wakipigana. Hata leo wanapigana. Hawa jamaa wa NASA. Hata wameshindwa kutaja candidate wao. Wanakorofishana huko. Sisi nomination yetu itakuwa na order, itakuwa na watu wazuri wa kusimamia na itakuwa ya haki. Wewe enda pale, wananchi kama wamekubali utachaguliwa. Wananchi wakisema enda nyumbani, si utaenda nyumbani.
Uhuru Kenyatta ndiye amepatia Masai the third most important seat. Ile internal security inatokanga kwa Masai moja inaingia Masai mwingine. Ikitoka Masai huyo mwingine Masai. Nani mwingine anafanyia wa Masai kazi kama hiyo? Nani mwingine? Hata makazi maparastatal maboard ile ya Kenya Sakuda na Olelenku wamepigania kupatia jamii wa Masai imepeanwa na serikali ya Uhuru Kenyatta na William Ruto.
Nikiona wengine wanaenda kwa sababu sio wa clan wa Lenku inahusunisha. Lakini wa Maasai na wakabila wote wa Kajiado hii tutakuja kutengeneza kaunti ambayo sisi tunajifunia. Haitutoshi kama kaunti kuja kuambiwa project ya kaunti ni nursery school. Project ya kaunti ni borehole. Hizo ni project ya CDF. Tunahitaji kuona vitu kubwa sana katika kaunti kwa sababu ugatuzi imeleta pesa mashinani kwa watu.
Let's focus on Nandi County now, and analysts have described the Nandi gubernatorial contest as a four-horse race among gentlemen who have in the past held public positions. Nandi Senator Stephen Sang, former Agriculture CS Felix Kosgei, former ODM Chairman Henry Kosgei, and the incumbent Governor Cleophas Lagat have kept their cards quite close to their chests. But today, Henry Kosgei and Felix Kosgei sought to outshine each other by outlining their manifestos. Take a look.
We'll ensure that all roads in the county have adequate drainage system to aggressively check the menace of soil erosion. We'll set up ICT hub to speed up communication and create employment for youth. We'll install Wi-Fi in sub-county headquarters. We'll construct footpaths for pedestrians from Namkway to Kamova. We'll install streetlights in all major trading centers.
Corruption really depends on the leadership. Corruption cannot just emerge on its own. Corruption is an issue that if we sit and focus on development and we bring the right people and bring in a system that will enable transparency to prevail and accountability, it is going to happen. And one area that I've realized in Nandi County very clearly is that there are no structures in place. It has collapsed. There are no systems in place. There are no right, there is no accountability in place. Everybody is a boss, and you realize that anything goes. And therefore we are going to bring order, and it requires experience. And having worked for over 25 years in public service, I know exactly what to do.
All right, let's now put our focus on those ODM primaries taking place in Kakamega and Narok counties. So Chris Thairu is now live for us from Narok. Chris, you are following up on the 7 suspects who are arrested following claims of ballot stuffing. There was also an allegation that one of them was an aspirant. Is this something that you can confirm?
Well, Michelle, for now I can't confirm whether among the 7 gentlemen who were arrested this morning in Kilgoris was an aspirant. And I'm still trying to make calls, of course, through the official police so that we can try to get the information on whether actually among the 7 was an aspirant, but at least I can confirm that the 7 gentlemen were arrested this morning by police in one of the polling centers after they were found with ballot boxes stashed with ballot papers. And of course, they are in for now, and they will be recording statements, and that is a case, of course, the party will of course, follow up on that. But now I'm joined by Mary Simat. She is the chairperson of the ODM Women League in Narok County. And of course, she'll start by telling us how the process has been since morning. I know you visited several polling centers. How has the process been?
So far, the process is going on very well in Narok Township, and this morning it was a bit slow in the morning, kind of like where are the ODM people in the county, but finally people have come out and the process is completely peaceful as per now. I've just visited 2 other polling stations and the people are coming out in great numbers. The only worry in Narok Town is that we had only 2 polling stations, which might deter or slow down the process. But otherwise, so far, we are pleased about how the process is going on.
But there's been an issue of low voter turnout in some of the polling centers, especially in the far-flanked areas of Narok County.
Usually because this is the time of drought and so many people are not around at homes, and so that one will automatically bring the numbers to be really few. But otherwise some people maybe may not see the importance of nomination, so it's probably they are waiting for the final day. But at least the people who have come out today will determine who will get the ODM ticket, therefore go into the general election.
Talking of this process, we understand that there are several voters who claim that they've been blocked in casting their vote. They arrive at the polling centers and find that their names are missing on the party registers. How has the party actually acted on that?
There before we started this process, all aspirants were asked to register ODM members. And so the result of them not registering members could be the result of their participants or their people not being in the register. So I'm seeing the problem being the problem of aspirants who did not actually take time to register voters, and therefore the names of their supporters could not be found. Yes.
And let's talk about in terms of ODM politics in Narok County. There were allegations that Joseph Musuni Oletiampati, who was handed over a direct nomination to vie for the governorship of Narok County, that he will be stepping down for Patrick Ntutu and Chama cha Mashinani regarding NASA and Chama cha Mashinani agreement. Is that true?
It is not true at all. That is pure propaganda, and we want to give out a message to people out there that Musuni is in the race to win actually. So we want to tell our party members in the county that Musuni is still running and that there is no stepping down. The final is the general election. So this is pure propaganda, and we want to announce that and denounce all the people that have come out to say that Musuni is stepping down. It is not true at all.
But there were talks between NASA and Chama cha Mashinani. Is that true?
These are all issues to try and confuse people around. Whether there were talks or not, we are not aware. We are supposed to know whether there were talks or not. And we, as supporters of Musuni, have not heard of any talks or any meeting whatsoever that were to be discussed about Ole Musuni stepping down.
Yeah. Back to this process, by what time should we expect the polling centers to close? I understand there are some areas where the process is yet to kick off, especially in the far-flanked areas of Narok County.
We expect to finish by 5, but we are also calling upon stations where might have been opened lately, to give people an opportunity to be able to vote, because it is an important nomination, is a very important, process in the political arena.
Okay. Talking of politics and of course the ODM primaries, we know that in Narok North, Koitalel Ole Kenta was handed a direct nomination ticket. What about the rest of the 5 constituencies? We are not hearing any aspirants or maybe any person coming out to defend those seats on an ODM party ticket.
Moitalel Kenta was given a direct ticket because there was no other contentant. If there is no other contentant, then why would you not be given the free ticket? In other constituencies, unfortunately, Narok South, we don't have an ODM running for MP, but in Transmara we have several of them, and they have been given a chance to run. And whoever takes the day today will be the ticket bearer.
But someone might argue, with all those seats and without people being interested to vie on an ODM ticket, that someone might argue that maybe Narok County is more of Jubilee than opposition or NASA.
There is confusion every time we go for these nominations, because for example in Narok South, someone one of the aspirants clinged to the ODM ticket, or rather he had stood on the ODM ticket, and then suddenly it's like a game that they know to play very well. Then suddenly, just when it is too late for the party to pick another aspirant, they ditch the party and then they go to others. Then the deadlines would have been over for registering and paying for and there's subsequent fees for the party. So you see, we run time bomb. Otherwise, Narok County is an ODM zone. Period.
So you are sure that come August 8th, of course, you will be having more parliamentary seats and more members of county assembly on an ODM party ticket?
This time round is going to be really different. It has not been like this ever before. The community has completely come to support the opposition, and especially the ODM party. This time we shall overwhelmingly take the majority of seats in the county.
Okay.
Yes.
So talking of security, we know that in Bungoma, Busia, we saw pockets of violence during the primaries. In Narok County, how can you rate the security situation since you have visited several polling centers?
The security is going on perfectly well. We have policemen all over, the polling station. There has not been any issue that has come up as to now. And we are hoping that by the end of this exercise, it will be that. I think the security that were, given to us were very good. And the Maasai people are generally a peaceful people. So we don't fight amongst each other like others.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thanks a lot for your comments.
No problem.
Well, that has been Mary Smart, and she's the chairperson of the Women League, ODM Women League in Narok County. And of course, the process is still ongoing, and we can see that there are still queues, but we understand that there was several people who are claiming that they've been denied that chance to decide who will fly the ODM ticket for the position of women rep, for that position of member of county assembly, and that position of the Senate. Those are the three elective positions that voters here, and of course officials, and of course supporters of ODM party will be deciding on who will be flying that flag. For now, I hand you back to studio.
Chris, just before I let you go, let's focus a bit on the gubernatorial race in Nandi County. Joseph Tiampati, of course, going at it unopposed with that direct nomination ticket. But how is that contest likely to shape up, especially now with the entrance of Chama Mashinani?
Well, we've seen that Chama Mashinani recently, and of course we know that the party leader is the Bomet Governor Isaac Ruto. And we've seen that Chama Mashinani has tried to gain traction within Narok County and trying to popularize that party around Narok County, let's say South Rift from Narok, Bomet, and going all the way to Kericho. And of course, coming in with, we know that Patrick Ntutu, who is the member of parliament Parliament of Narok South, we know he comes from the Purko clan. The Purko clan is the largest clan in when it comes to the clans in Narok County, or in the Maasai land in Narok County. And what we know is that Musuni also comes from the Purko clan. But the incumbent, who is Samuel Tunai, he comes from Kilgoris, and he comes from one of the smallest clans. And the argument has been that if Musuni vies on an ODM party ticket, and Patrick Ntutu, who is Chama cha Mashinani, of course, coming from that clan, they might split their votes and give the incumbent Samuel Tunai a head start. But these are just some of the issues that, of course, they will play out ahead of the general elections. But what we know is that for now, it's a 3-horse race for the position of governor in Narok County. Michelle.
All right, many thanks, Chris Faru, there live for us in Narok, where the ODM primaries are taking place. He will continue giving you live updates of those primaries as and when they develop. And that brings us to a close here on a Weekend at 1. We thank you so much for watching. My name is Michelle Ngele. Do have a good afternoon. Coming